members of the committee, may we now start the meeting for today, considering that all of the members of the committee are already present.
Yes, kung properly informed na yung lahat, then we can start. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Today will be the BAC meeting with regards to the emergency procurement of repair and rehabilitation of Santos Airport. But before that, can we have the call to order first for attendance?
Yes, sir. Kindly acknowledge once your name is called. Chairperson Lieutenant Colonel Valentino A. Junella.
Present.
Attorney Frank Edward Marty, Vice Chair.
Present.
Engineer Gary Hadi, regular member.
Good afternoon, present.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Josue Sugi, regular member.
Good afternoon, present.
Thank you, sir. And the head of the BAC Technical Working Group, Attorney Mary Dane Espiritu.
Present.
Members, Attorney Edelisa Erubin.
Present po.
Mr. Marco Antonio Javier.
Present po.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Rene Santiago. Engineer Florian Atienza.
Present po.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Nonato Gayondato.
Present.
Thank you, sir. Engineer Michael Macabenta.
Present.
Thank you, sir. And Miss Marilu Vibar. For the BAC Secretariat, overall head, Dr. Rolly Bayaban. Attorney Irish Presyon.
Present.
Thank you. Attorney Masiglat. And minute taker for today is Miss Ira Mindanao.
Present.
Thank you. And we also acknowledge the members of the other members of the BAC Secretariat as shown in the list of attendees for today. Mr. Chair, may we now proceed to the first agenda?
Yes, thank you very much, Attorney Bu. Yeah, for this afternoon, we have two agendas that need to be discussed. The first is the pre-procurement of the repair and rehabilitation of Santos Airport passenger terminal building and facilities amounting to based on the program of work amounting to 545,829 pesos and 11 centavos. Attorney Frank, can you continue with this presentation, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. From now on, as directed by our chair, I will be presiding the meeting. For this item, this will be a pre-procurement. ADMS, I guess, will be presenting for this one. Who will be the presenter for today, Attorney Bo?
Yes. Mr. Chair, I was advised by the end user that the main document needed for this one is not yet finalized. So I guess the end user will have to move for the deferment of this item because the justification for the emergency procurement is not yet ready for presentation, sir.
Okay. So before we move, when do you expect to have this approved, Attorney Bo? Has this been submitted to the ODG already?
Not yet, sir. The draft is has been the final draft is still under review by ADMS, and we will commit to have this finalized by Wednesday, sir. Have it endorsed to the ODG by Wednesday, sir.
Okay. So there is this recommendation from the end user to not to discuss for today the pre-procurement of this project, considering that the documents are not yet prepared. So unless there are other comments or queries from other members, then perhaps we can move to the next item.
By the way, Attorney Bu, did you ask the engineers in charge in preparations of the program of work here at
Yes,
ADMS so that we
yes,
can
sir.
get the timeline when it will be finished?
Yes, sir. The program of works is finalized. It's only the justification, sir, for the emergency procurement that we will have to draft.
Well, does that require justification since this is a pre-procurement?
Yes, sir. It's a requirement for the emergency procurement, sir.
Okay.
I think, Mr. Chair, the ADMS would want to propose the subject procurement to be done in an emergency mode. I mean, negotiated through under emergency mode of procurement. But considering that there is still no justification prepared and approved by the head of the procuring entity, I also would agree that we can still defer the discussion of this one in our next meeting.
Well, if that's the case, then we need to follow the recommendations. Well, in the first place, the amount is 5 million, that's right? 5,545,829 pesos.
Yes, sir.
So be it. We'll just wait for the justifications. And then Attorney Bu just notify us how fast can we have that justifications so that we can address this issue as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. The justification will be prepared, will be finalized today here in ADMS, and will endorse that one to the Office of the Director General by Wednesday morning, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, let's defer the discussions on the pre-procurement for this project and move to the second agenda. The next item in our agenda is the presentation of the bid evaluation report for the emergency procurement for the contactless common use self-service CUSS counters for Bicol International Airport, amounting to 12,020,072 pesos and 76 centavos. So the technical working group is, I think, ready to present. Attorney Day.
Thank you, Attorney Frank. Frank, before we proceed, I would just like to, for the information of the body, I will just share the requirements by COA because based on my verification with accounting, there's no need to have a bid evaluation and post-qualification report. But we prepared before in the project for the Calibo airport before we. But wait, let me just screen share. Nakikita po?
Yes, we can see it. We can see your screen, Attorney Day.
Nakikita po?
Yes po.
Yes, Attorney din. No.
So based on the COA circular number 2012-001, this is the basis of accounting. So these are all the documentary requirements, and as you can see, there is no need to submit a bid evaluation and post-qualification report from the TWG. This is applicable in the case of negotiated procurement under emergency cases, as this is an alternative mode.
Attorney Ding. Well, this procedure is just like the same with the Calibo that we had since it was under emergency procurement also. Hello.
Attorney Dane.
So the TWG would like to seek the advice of the members if we will have to prepare a bid evaluation. Although we have already prepared the bid evaluation, and I think Mike met with the with the Philcox, the provider, and I think he's done with the post qualification report. But in any case, it is not required under the COA circular.
But Attorney Dane, as mentioned by our chair, in our previous projects such as in Calibo project, we conducted the bid evaluation and post qualification, right? Attorney Dane, can you hear us?
Yan, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. As questioned by our chair, he was asking if the same process was done in our other projects such as in Calibo.
In Calibo, we prepared a bid evaluation and post qualification report. But upon checking with accounting, they said that it's not required under this COA circular.
But there are some documentations required from the contractor. Which I know Attorney Bu has the idea what are those documents necessary to support for this emergency procurement from the contractor.
Colonel, Mr. Chair, if I may, I think considering that the TWG has already said that their reports are already prepared, and for prudence, I think we can proceed with their presentation since surplusage of documents of submission of requirements, even if not needed, is a better rule for us to err on the side of caution than not to have these documents when they are requested from us by COA.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I so agree with Attorney Bo, though it is not a requirement by COA, considering that we have done this in other projects that we do have, might as well present the fact that the TWG has already conducted the bid evaluation and has already prepared the report. I also recommend that we might as well let the TWG present the evaluation report, and these would also be another layer of protection for us. Say, for example, in the evaluation and scrutiny of the submission of the bidder.
Yeah, I do agree also. Better to be prepared at any time once COA asks for something. Then we have the prepared documents at hand. We'll just do what is necessary for our protection.
So with that, Mr. Chair, may we allow now to let the TWG present the outcome of the bid evaluation that they conducted.
Yes, go ahead with the presentations.
Go ahead, Attorney Dane, please.
Nakikita na po?
Yes, Attorney
Yes,
Dane.
Attorney Dane. Oh.
Yes po. For the bid evaluation of for the project Emergency Procurement of Contactless Common Use Service CUSS kiosk at Bicol International Airport. Location of the project is in Bicol International Airport. The approved budget for the contract is 12,020,072.76, and Philcox submitted their bid for the above mentioned project, and it was initially rated as pass for having submitted the required documents. So their bid proposal is 12,015,083.91. The same with the calculated bid. In our remarks, complete bid lower than the ABC and single calculated bid. So it was ascertained to be complete, and the recommendation of the TWG is that the calculated bid of Philcox should undergo post-qualification process for being evaluated and considered as the single calculated bid in the amount of 12,015,083.91. That would be all for the bid evaluation.
Thank you, Attorney Dane. Can we flash again the last part, the recommendation part, please? Sorry. Ako lang ba pangit yung internet? Or...
Mahina rin
No,
po.
okay naman dito sa akin eh. Loud and clear at saka. Yung kaya Attorney Dane lang ata. Baka mahinang signal doon sa area niya.
Attorney
Tama
Dane.
po.
Can we
Eto po.
Sorry.
Yan.
So we have here the recommendation of the TWG for Philcox to undergo post-qualification process to evaluate the single calculated bid. The amount of 12,015,083 pesos and 91 centavos. Do we have any comments from the other members of the committee? If none, perhaps we can we have a motion, please?
Impact of
Mr. Chair.
the engineering manual.
Yes. Yes, go ahead, Sir. Sir Josue.
I move to accept the
Next is
recommendation of the TWG for the project.
next slide, yes. So ito po yung nakita nating guidance from the engineering
Any
manual.
second?
I second the motion.
So it has been moved and duly seconded. Let the bid submission of Philcox Incorporated to undergo post-qualification process. The recommendations of the TWG is hereby adopted and approved. Thank you. Do we have other? Okay, so we can now close this item. Perhaps the next item in our agenda. So we have other matters. Any other matters?
Don't have any other matters to address for this meeting, sir.
Attorney Frank,
Yes,
I
Attorney
would
Dane.
like to ask the Secretariat to issue the post-call notice
Mhm.
addressed to the bidder.
Okay. Secretariat, please, the post-qualification letter, and let's have it signed by Colonel Val in order for us to expedite the process the soonest possible time. Thank you.
Understood, Mr. Chair.
Unless we have other matters to discuss, to be discussed for this afternoon, if there will be none, perhaps we can have the motion for the adjournment.
Our problem. Ang problem po
Yes,
kasi
Mr. Chair.
ng
Motion to adjourn.
is the delay in the
Second.
evaluation of high
Has been moved and duly seconded that this meeting be adjourned. So the motion is carried. Thank you, everyone. Wait, Bo, when will be our next meeting? Before we close the room?
Sir, Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This will be the presentation of the post-qua
Yes,
and
sir.
the Jensen as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sige po. Maraming salamat po. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
Sir Val, thank you. Sir Josue, Sir Gary.
Thank you, Attorney Frank. Thank you, everyone.
Salamat
So next
po.
Friday, kita tayo.
Apo. Gusto ko talaga yung meeting dito. Ang bilis-bilis lang.
Ikaw ba? Kahit na ako, gusto ko rin eh.